Rock Cafe in New York City for the announcement of the fight between Canelo Alvarez against Amir Khan. The fight takes place Saturday, May 7th. It'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada at the new T-Mobile Arena, and it'll be broadcast live on HBO pay-per-view. Now, one of the beautiful stories about this particular fight is that an olive tree will be planted at the T-Mobile Arena. This olive tree is significant because we have a Catholic, who is Canelo, going up against a Muslim, Amir Khan. This is for peace, world peace, and while we were here, we had the opportunity to speak with WBC President Mauricio Solomon, who will talk a little bit more about the significance of the olive tree.
We are very fortunate to have the Pope Francis, his Pontifex Foundation, which is called Escolas Ocurrentes. We have created a program which is named Box Val, Boxing for Peace. So this fight is the first event, and it will be a fight between a Catholic and a Muslim, and they will be fighting for peace, to bring to the youth a message that can unite and can bring inclusion, because we're living through a difficult world, and sport unites to make it a better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here to lead us through today's proceedings, please welcome the chairman and CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, 10-time champion of the world, Oscar De La Hoya.
Thank you. Gracias. Gracias, Nueva York. Thank you very much, New York, for this warm welcome. Welcome, fans, media, to the second stop in New York City on the Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan International Press Tour. It is not often that two true superstars of the sport face off at the peak of their careers. This is one such event. Canelo Khan is truly a global happening, with the biggest fighter in Mexico facing the biggest fighter in England at the biggest venue in all of America. On Cinco De Mayo weekend, WBC Ring Magazine and Lineal Middleweight World Champion Canelo Alvarez will make his first title defense against former two-time world champion and resurgent contender Amir Khan. And given the size of this fight, it has a more than appropriate home. It will be the first ever boxing event at the brand new 20,000-seat arena T-Mobile Center in the heart of Las Vegas. I'd like to introduce a dear friend of mine. He is the president of the World Boxing Council, to say a few words about this tremendous, tremendous fight. Mauricio, to the podium, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, muy buenas tardes. For me, it's a real honor to be here representing the WBC, representing my father, Jose Sulaiman, who loved these two kids, these two role models, Canelo and Amir, are very special human beings. They represent the best of boxing. For the WBC to be involved in this great fight is an honor. We celebrate this fight. We have so much precedent in big events, and to see this fight inaugurate the T-Mobile Arena, just as did Julio Cesar Chavez in 1994 inaugurated the MGM. And that was a great upset. That was the first time Chavez lost a fight in his career. Whenever HBO is involved in an event, you can know that it's a world proportion. I'm very happy, very proud of what HBO has done throughout the years. Peter Nelson and the team of great executives who worked for so many years to make HBO the best network in boxing. This means it's a great event, and it can be available for many countries. I am very honored and happy to know that this fight will be the beginning of a Pope Francis Pontifex Foundation. The foundation is called Escolas Ocurrentes, and the program is called Vox Val, which means boxing values, boxing for peace. And Pope Francis is heavily enthused to see and to name Amir Khan and Canelo Alvarez as well as the promoter of the event, Oscar de la Hoya, peace ambassadors, to have a Catholic and a Muslim fighter fighting for peace on May the 7th. We're going to have the olive tree planted in the T-Mobile Arena, and each will represent peace and unity and inclusion. I am very proud of the acceptance that Amir and Canelo have taken into this venture, because it means they are putting a word of peace for the kids of the world. Lastly, the 90s, the 2000s have been seen and witnessed great fights. There was a time when Sugar Ray Leonard, who was a welterweight, challenged Marvin Hagler for the Middleweight Championship. That fight was heavily criticized. Whitaker challenged Vasquez for the Middleweight Championship. As Oscar mentioned, Manny Pacquiao challenged a much bigger fighter. This is a time when a fighter of elite proportions, like Amir Khan, has to show where he belongs in the boxing world. I would like to finish by wishing both fighters, wishing the promoter great luck on this event. And I would like to ask Jill Diamond, who is the chair of the WBC Cares Foundation, to please bring the olive tree, which represents this fight, which will be planted at the T-Mobile Arena between Amir Khan and Canelo Alvarez. Oh.
And let me call up to the podium Peter Nelson, Vice President of HBO Sports. President of HBO Sports.
Actually, it's Executive Vice President. I got promoted and demoted all in one day. It's a good day. Just another day at the office. I want to thank all the media for being here. It's a real privilege to be associated with this event. I want to thank Golden Boy for all the hard work they did in putting this event together. Oscar De La Hoya, everyone on your team, Eric Gomez, Robert Gaspari, Robert Diaz. I want to thank the Khans and the Reynosos as well, Canelo, Amir, everyone on your teams. This is a great event. In the spirit of what Mauricio just did, I think it's one of the great things that sport at their apex is something that brings us all together at a time where there's so much divisiveness and rhetoric of what's out there in the news and the press every day. So May 7th, it is an election year, and this will be a referendum on speed versus power, as Oscar just said. The voters will be the 4/5 on this stage, and we'll see if it's half as tumultuous as what's going on in the election circuit right now. Then it should be a pretty good fight on May 7th. You know, the sheer quantity of unpredictability in the politics of boxing has been a deterrent for a lot of fans, I think. But the quality of unpredictability about this fight is going to bring a lot of fans to the sport. It's one of the great aspects of a fight that pitches speed versus power. And Canelo Alvarez, we're pleased to have him on his HBO pay-per-view debut in 2016 after one of the most formidable years in boxing, knocking out viciously James Kirkland, and then following that up by becoming the Lineal Middleweight Champion of the world against Miguel Cotto. It was a spectacular year. Amir Khan, it's a privilege to have you back on an HBO platform, making your pay-per-view debut. The last time Amir was on HBO, I believe it was 1 trainer, 2 weight classes, 5 fights, and 4 years ago. So it's great to have you, Shaw, Taz, everyone on the team back with us. You know, a dream match tends to be when 2 fighters are each other's worst nightmare. And that usually means one man has speed and the other has power. And we've seen this with some of the fights that Mauricio just mentioned, the one that Oscar participated in. We've seen it with Ali Frazier, and we've seen it with Hagler Leonard. We've seen it a number of different times, and it always makes for one of the most compelling matchups that the sport can possibly conceive of. And anything can happen on May 7th. We know this because if everyone here, these 2 fighters in particular, could have kept the fight itself a secret for as long as they did, then you know they can keep their strategy a secret. And strategy can be undone by power, power by speed, speed by timing. But the time for this fight is right now. And we're really pleased to have this fight on HBO pay-per-view on May 7th. You're going to see it all chronicled behind the scenes on 24/7 with these two fighters. Some of the most exceptional access that can be found in the sport to really reveal the stories behind these fights. So again, I want to thank Golden Boy. It's great to be opening up the T-Mobile with such an enormous event. We're privileged to be associated with the fight. I want to thank the fighters and their camps, and we'll see you all on May the 7th. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter. Now it's time to introduce the fighters. First off, I would like to thank the father and manager, Shah Khan, for making this possible. It was really a pleasure to be working with Shah and getting this done along with Team Golden Boy. It's really nice to have them back as a team, working together on the biggest stage that boxing has to offer. So let me introduce to you the father and manager, Shah Khan.
Thank you, Oscar. It's a privilege to be here, and I really want to thank Team Canelo and Oscar, Golden Boy. Oscar put a call out to us regarding the fight, and Amir, when we mentioned you, Amir straight away said, yes, I want that fight. I mean, it's great to know that Amir is in the mix with these sort of guys. After Floyd Mayweather, I think Saul Alvarez is the next best thing out there today. He's the pound for pound the best, and Amir wants the best fights, and we made it, you know. And I want to thank Oscar for that, the Golden Boy, and thank you for HBO to putting this fight on pay-per-view. It's going to be a privilege, and I think it's going to be a great night for boxing. And also we'd like to thank all the sponsors and all the media. Thank you for turning out. I think on May 7th, it's going to be a great night for boxing. Thank you.
That's exactly what I had in mind when making this fight. Amir Khan is a warrior. Amir Khan is a fighter who will take on anybody to become great. And now in these days, you have fighters who don't want to fight each other, but Amir Khan always steps up to the plate and dares to be great. And that's what makes boxing the sport it is today. So let me introduce to you a fighter who is willing to take the chance, who is willing to take that risk to become one of the best fighters on the planet today. He is from Bolton, Lancashire, with a record of 31-3 and 19 knockouts, Amir King Khan.
Thank you, Oscar. Just want to say a big thank you to Golden Boy for putting this fight together, Team Canelo for giving me the opportunity to fight for the middleweight WBC world title. My team, Al Heyman, Khan Promotions, Team Watson for being, behind me and believing in me. My trainer, Virgil Hunter, who couldn't be here because he's got, obviously he's got other fighters, but he will be in Los Angeles. I've been in training camp now for the last 6 weeks doing my strength conditioning. And, it seemed to me that I was maybe big for the 147 division. I mean, I felt really strong at it. I think physically, I've always been a bigger guy. I mean, and I've been killing myself maybe all this time coming down to 147. So I think time will tell that maybe Amir Khan is meant to be a middleweight. You just never know. So this is a great opportunity for me that I'm fighting for the world title up against a great fighter, which is Alvarez, who's, fought the best. But, I'm going to be ready for this fight. And I really believe in myself, and that's the reason I'm taking this fight. When I got the call from Oscar You know, Oscar said to me, what do you think about the Canelo fight? And I said, I need a couple of days to maybe, you know, just think about it. And when I watched a few fights, and I thought, you know what, this is a fight for me. This is a fight I can win. You know, with the skills I have, the speed I have, and the power that I'm going to be keeping instead of killing myself making weight, I really believe you guys are going to see something different this fight. You know, I've been flying the flag for Great Britain for a long, long time, you know, since the Olympic days, and, you know, representing at the highest level. The British fans have, you know, always been very supportive, and the media have been great. And I'll just tell you one thing, you know, come May 7th in Vegas, Great Britain's going to come and take over, like we always do, the biggest. We're going to come and take over. You know, fans can expect a very exciting fight. You've got two styles there. You've got speed, you've got power, you've got great movement, you've got explosiveness, and you've got youth. You know, we're both in our prime. And you never really get fights like this. But, you know, I'm one of them guys who want to fight the best. I'm sure Canelo is another guy who wants to fight the best. And come May 7th, you know, we're going to be ready for this. Just want to say a big thank you again. And tomorrow we're going to be in Los Angeles to continue this. But we're going to be ready this. And guess what? I'm going to win the middleweight world title. I promise you guys. Trust me. I'm going to win the middleweight world title. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amir. You know, I remember that fight you had with Marcos Maidana, where you know, Amir, you know, Maidana went down, and Amir, did you go down in that fight? No, didn't go down, but Maidana was coming with everything, and Amir just did a tremendous job. But that's who Amir Khan is. He's a fighter with heart, with passion, and he fights till the very end, and that's what makes boxing the sport that it is today, the best sport in the world. So it is my pleasure now to introduce to you Team Canelo. Team Canelo, I am now going to introduce to you, he is the trainer and manager for Canelo Alvarez. He's been doing a tremendous job over the years. And one thing we have to realize, like Amir said, you know, this is youth versus youth, and Canelo Alvarez is just 25 years old, but Eddie Reynoso has been doing a tremendous job with Canelo. So let me call up to the podium the trainer and manager, Eddie Reynoso. Eddie.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Después de la gran demostración que se tuvo ante Miguel Cotto de buen boxeo,
After the great performance against Miguel Cotto of great boxing skill,
nos vemos obligados a hacer algo todavía aún mejor este 7 de mayo.
this time we're going to have to raise our game to do even better on May 7th.
Enfrente tenemos a un boxeador muy disciplinado,
We're facing a fighter that's very disciplined,
fuerte, joven, con velocidad
young, strong, fast,
y bravo.
and very tough.
Entonces nosotros vamos a hacer un gran campamento como siempre, trabajar con disciplina, con mucha inteligencia, hacer las cosas bien.
So we have to have a great training camp with a lot of discipline, smarts,
Para este 7 de mayo, seguir avanzando y ganando peleas para seguir haciendo y dejando la huella, la historia de Canelo Álvarez en el mundo del boxeo.
and we're going to have all that so we can be victorious on May 7th and continue on our road to glory and be the best fighter in boxing.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
The next gentleman is Canelo's manager as well, and everybody knows him as Chepo. He is a man who I've can say is a friend, and it has really been a pleasure to be working with such a man. And we actually might even get lucky today. He might even sing a song for us. So without any further ado, Don Chepo Reynoso.
Buenas tardes, Nueva York.
Good afternoon, Nueva York.
Pues ya estamos de nuevo otra vez aquí en esta hermosa tierra porque es indispensable venir a Nueva York cada que hay una pelea importante.
We're here once again in this beautiful city because it's so important in a big fight to be here.
Bueno, pues yo creo que es poco lo que hay que decir. Todos conocemos a Amir Khan, que es un peleador valiente, es un peleador caballeroso, es un peleador honesto, con un gran corazón. ¿Y qué decir del Canelo? El Canelo es sinónimo de valentía, sinónimo de entrega, sinónimo de vergüenza, sinónimo de poder.
What can I say? Amir Khan, everybody, all of you guys know him. He's a brave fighter. And the same thing with Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's a valiant fighter as well.
Así que no hay mucho que decir. Terminando esta gira promocional, nos vamos cada quien a su campamento porque les quiero decir algo. 7 de mayo en Las Vegas. ¿Qué pelea se va a dar? Canelo contra Amir Khan. Yo le voy a mi Canelo. ¿Y ustedes a quién le van? Gracias.
And there's not much to say after this press conference in Los Angeles as well. We're both going to go to our training camps, and I just have one thing to say. It's a poem. He said, Canelo against Amir Khan. I'm picking Canelo. Who will you pick? Thank you.
At the tender age of 25, Mexico's Canelo Alvarez, who boasts a record of 46-1 with 32 knockouts, is the current WBC and Ring Magazine and Lineal middleweight world champion, who's conquered the world over. He's coming off an impressive victory against Miguel Cotto this past November. He's a fighter who fights for his people, who fights for the world, who fights to be the very best. And that's exactly what he tends to do, is be the very best. So on Cinco de Mayo weekend in Las Vegas, both fighters will be giving us a tremendous, tremendous fight, a tremendous event. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the champion, de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Bueno, solamente quiero agradecerles todo el apoyo. Siempre que vengo.
I only want to say thank you. I appreciate all of you here.
Siempre que vengo me tratan muy bien. Estoy muy agradecido con todos mis fans,
And all my fans really treat me well when I come out to New York.
con toda la prensa.
With all the press.
Muchas gracias. Y
Thank you
solamente
very much.
decirles que ustedes ya saben, me preparo al 100%, doy lo mejor de mí y esta no va a ser la excepción.
And you
Gracias
guys
a
know
todos
what
y
I
nos
do all
vemos
the
el 7 de
time.
mayo.
I prepare 100% and give the best of me. This won't be the exception. Thank you.
Gracias a Nueva York. Thank you very much, New York. Next stop is Los Angeles. Don't miss it. HBO pay-per-view, and we will see you soon. Thank you. Gracias.
I like Khan. You know, Canelo's all right. And meanwhile, Canelo won't even move up to fight Triple G. But Khan, who's a 47, who can actually make 40, is going to challenge Canelo for the middleweight title. What's with all these catchweights? I call these fighters Fugazi because they fighting for the Fugazi weight belts. Everybody's at a catchweight these days. These fighters is Fugazi. We need to start a campaign, the Fugazi Weight Champion of the world. Are you the Fugazi Weight Champion of the world, Canelo? Because you fighting at all these Fugazi weights. You and Manny Pacquiao are the Fugazi Weight Champions of the world, top 2 pound for pound.
You know what I don't understand? Maybe you
Talk
can
to me.
clear up for me.
What's up?
If it's a catch weight, then that sort of means that belt isn't on the line, does it?
No, a belt is on the line,
Belt
but at a
is
catchweight. Yeah. Even so, he's going to be recognized as, if Canelo wins, if Khan wins, he'll be recognized as the middleweight champion of the world at a catchweight. He won it at a catchweight, though. How when Canelo won the belt from Miguel Cotto at a catchweight, the middleweight title at a catchweight. So, like, the middleweight championship is being handed from hand to hand at catchweights. It hasn't been given to a middleweight ever since Sergio Martinez won it. It's been going from catchweight to
Oh,
catchweight.
I see what you're saying. So,
You know what I'm
no
saying?
true weight has won it.
No true. I call it the Fugazi weight because it's fake. It's Fugazi. The Fugazi weight champion of the world, Canelo. The WBC, hey, Suleiman, it's Suleiman up here, right? Suleiman, they really need to, I know they get a lot of money off sanctioning fees. That's why they keep doing this Fugazi weight shit. Do you like the Fugazi weight, miss? Do you like it?
Explain it to me. I think you're right.
It's Fugazi, it's fake. It's Fugazi, it's not real. It sound good. And it's a fight that people are gonna watch. But is it a fair fight? Huh? Now I gotta commend Khan, because Khan just won a challenge. He'd have been leaned over more times than you got fingers and toes, but still, he still wants a challenge. He fight champions.
So are you saying you think quickness, being fast is better than power?
Yeah, speed beats power. Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. Yeah.
Speed beats power.
You know, after all, Mayweather did beat Mayweather and Peter Quillen. Mayweather also beat Canelo. Speed versus power. Speed tends to win. You know what I mean? This is the manly art of self-defense. So it's a lot of technique, a lot of technicalities involved. Speed, foot and hand speed, not just hand speed, foot and hand speed. You got to know boxing. You got to be kind of like a ring general with speed, coupled with speed. That's like an unstoppable force. Sugar Ray Leonard. But then you got some fighters who are the total package, like Sugar Ray Leonard. But look at Floyd Mayweather. Look at Pernell Whitaker. Look at Muhammad Ali. Great fighters. Speed, technique, skills. The manly art of self-defense. Emphasis on the word art. They getting so much money from sanctioning fees, so you got so many different titles. You got the interim championship, you got the silver championship, you got the world championship. WBA got more titles than you got fingers and toes. Now 4 motherfuckers are WBA middleweight champion of the world. How is that possible? How is that possible? Huh? Talk to me. I don't understand. Sanctioning fees, that's why. I'm not lying. If I'm lying, here comes Jesus. You see him? Let me know. I'm keeping it real with you.
Just an olive tree.
Hey.
Thank you so much. I'm Kristal Hart reporting from the Hard Rock Cafe here in New York City. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.